All right. Okay. I think we're now sharing. We're on Facebook Live, and I'm just going to resume recording when we begin. Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. It's Tuesday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, and we appreciate you being here. This is a live presentation, and of course, we will take some questions at the end, but someone invited you to take a look at this agent opportunity today. And my name is David Rutz. I happen to be the founder of David Allen Capital. And we're excited about the agent opportunity we're bringing to people like yourself and all over North America. But we're really out there to help business owners and offer a great agent opportunity for people to help those business owners. So whoever invited you, we thank you for that. This overview is going to give you some basics about what we're all about so that you can decide whether or not we're for you. First of all, we're very flexible. You can get started part-time. In fact, most of our agents do. There's no investment required, yet there's immediate income potential. Literally this coming Friday, you could be getting a check already, direct deposited into your bank account. We do payments every Friday, and it's very fast. You'll see how this works in a moment. There's no experience required, and we'll give you all the training you need. It's all cloud-based training. It means you can watch it right from the comforts of your home or your app or email. There are a couple things we do say. We want you to share our view of business owners because we don't sell to business owners. We don't like that concept even. What we do is we go out and provide solutions to business owners. We offer them, put them in a better situation than before meeting us. So we serve those business owners. We believe they're rock stars. That's what we always say about business owners. They're risk takers. They invest in inventory. They invest in stores. They invest in buildings. They invest in signs. They invest in employees. They invest in marketing campaigns, websites, tools, anything it is to be a business owner. This gal here had to spend a lot of money before she brought in a dime, and there's no guarantee customers are going to keep coming in her door. Before this crisis, we thought business owners are rock stars. They do employ America, right? So we launched this company with a simple B2B plan, meaning business services for business owners. We wanted to get them business capital. That was what started this company. The reason it's called David Allen Capital is when I started this company, I learned of an alternative source of capital that's available for business owners that most business owners are not aware of. I've been a business owner since 1991. I know how hard it is to get money at the bank, even when you have great credit. So when I learned of this alternative capital source and sources, I wanted to get the word out to business owners. So in August of 2015, I started this company out of my home, and we were helping business owners, and that continued to grow. Now we have agents in every state throughout the country, but we need more agents. You would simply refer business owners to us through our websites that we give you. You earn a commission as they get funding, and it's simple and it's fast. It really is your referral agent, and it's not just business capital, but we have other services as well, as you'll see. But this is just a quick presentation for you to decide whether you want to proceed forward or not. Now, we do have a solution for over 80% of the businesses out there. And just a couple highlights. Again, this slide was made before the crisis. This has changed, even if it's even gotten worse than what you're about to see. But in standard everyday business ownership, 30 million small businesses employ a lot of people. But look at this. 1 out of 3 will fail in the first 2 years. 1 out of 2 will fail in the first 5 years. And 2 out of 3 will fail in the first 10 years. That's most business owners are not going to make it. It's very rare that one does as a percentage, right? If a business doesn't make it 10 years, that business owner usually walks away losing money, right? And most don't make it 10 years. But if you ask them, what is the number one reason for failure? You think it's their product line? No. Or their willingness to work hard? No. 82% said it was the lack of working capital. There's seasons of growth. When you're flying with growth, you need money. to fund the future growth because you need to buy a lot more inventory and hire more staff because you're growing, you're busy, you got lines out the door, people are frustrated. So you need to buy more inventory so you're not running out of product. Your shelves aren't open all the time. So you need funding because you're growing. When you're flat, you need funding to try to spur growth. And when you're going down, you need funding just to maintain your current costs. So always there's a need for business capital. And when you can't get access to business capital, you are in trouble as a business, even if you've got a great business model, even if you prepared well. So isn't that what the banks are for, though? If 82% of the time working capital is the issue, isn't that what the big banks are for? Well, yeah, if you're the right business. For 20% of the businesses, banks are great. We call them bankable. They got the collateral, they've got the credit, they've got the time in business, they've got the sales, they've got the profitability. All the tea leaves are going in their direction. But 80% of the businesses out there do not qualify at the big bank or even with an SBA loan. I know there's a crisis right now, so there's some new programs, but still, I'm sure you're already hearing on the news, as much as they said, we're going to throw this stimulus, it doesn't mean the money's getting to the business owners. Business owners are struggling. So for the 20% who can go to the bank, great. The other 80%, where do they go? What's their choices? Well, their savings or their friends and family. That's just reality, right? Well, until an alternative funding source started, about 2010, this alternative capital industry started. It was some entrepreneurs who said, let's bring revenue-based funding to business owners. And now hundreds of billions of dollars have been lent out. It's not a small industry, but it's relatively new, and most business owners are not aware of revenue-based funding. That's what we do. That's what David Allen Capital is all about. So you simply refer a business again to us. We represent all the top alternative capital providers out there. We get them funding in under a week, and you walk away with a commission simply for informing them that other sources do exist. Now, because we represent many alternative capital providers, we have a one-stop best offer approach. Okay, they come to us and we're going to find them the best offer. And look at this, all of our providers want to say yes. They only focus on small business, simple and fast in under a week. They look at your cash flow more than your credit score. We'll do up to $1 million in funding, all short term. And look at the last one, no collateral required. That's the key. Most business owners do not have a building to put up as collateral or equity in their home to put up as collateral. We don't require any of that. This is based on their revenue. If they've got predictable revenue and it's at a certain amount and growing or even staying the same, we can generally get them an offer. Here's the qualifications. Look at this. Have they been in business at least 4 months? A bank won't even look at you until you got 2 years experience. 4 months. Are you in the United States? Do you have a personal credit score of at least 500? You can't even get a car with a 500 FICO score, but you can get capital through us. Are you bouncing any checks? If you're bouncing checks, it's going to make it real hard to get you approved. But if you're not bouncing checks and you don't have days where your business bank account's below zero, and you have annual revenue of at least $10,000 per month, or $100,000 a year, or at least $10,000 per month, you need to be doing at least $10,000 per month in revenue, at least the last 3 months. If you're doing that, then we can probably get you approved. You again simply meet, greet, and inform business owners that we exist. And can you see how business owners out there in your community, if 80% were going to go out of business before this crisis in the first 10 years, and 1 out of 3 was going to in the next 2 years, do you think if 80% say working capital is a cause, would it be ridiculous to assume there's some business owners in your community who could benefit from us getting them working capital? Now, here's the key. Over 80% of the businesses that apply with us to meet those requirements you just saw get approved. Over 80%. Right now, unfortunately, because of the crisis, it's a little harder to get approved, so it's down to about 60% of those who meet our qualifications can get approved. If they're doing over $20,000 a month or $25,000 a month, it's back up over the 80% again. The only thing that's causing some concern from our current providers under this current crisis is sales that are that low because they don't know what the future holds, right? But if someone's doing more than $20,000 a month in revenue, they're pretty much let's go. Let's get them funded like now, over 80% of the time. So the minimum is still just 10, but the qualifications on other things, they look at a little more, with a little more scrutiny. But we're still approving them. We just offered 2 small $8,000 loans today. And we say from $10,000 to $1 million, but rather than saying no to these 2 clients, they can only afford they could only get approved for $8,000, and they both took that $8,000. So even sometimes we're only going to give a small offer like that. A couple weeks ago, we did an $800,000 funding, $150,000 funding. We do those as well. Again, you simply refer them to a website we give you for free. When you join, you automatically get this. It looks something like this. It'll have, your name would be on the top for referred by. It would have a video that they can click on. They can learn more about the terms. And at any time, if they type in get qualified, they go into a pre-qualification page. They fill out, answer some questions. Your information will be on the bottom there so that you get credit. As soon as they hit submit, you're notified via electronic email, automatic email. Hey, congratulations, you have a prospective client. But our team is also dinged on it. And we start reaching out to your client immediately over the phone and email to get all their documents from them. What we need is a one-page application, 3 months of their checking account statements for their business, a current month-to-date transcript, driver's license, and voided check. And if we've got that, we can go find them an offer. We take it to all of our top providers. We get them an offer. We present them with the offer, and they say yes or no. Over 80% of the time, they say yes to the offer we get them. So it's a high likelihood of approval and a high likelihood of acceptance. But sometimes they don't accept it, of course. If they don't accept it, then we inform you they've just decided to pass. We don't charge them anything. But if they decide to take it, then the funds are wired to them, and you're paid the following Friday 4 to 6.5%. Your first deal is 4%. After that, it's 4.5%. After that, it's 4 3/4. So as you do more, you climb the ladder to earn more on your future clients as well. But 4 to 6.5% just for referring clients. Remember, you're helping business owners. You're helping to fuel business owners. You're making an impact. So the banks are great for 20% of them. You're great for the other 80%. Now, again, you may say, but what about today with this guaranteed loans and all that? They still have to go to get an SBA loan from their local bank. The local bank is jammed with applications. People are saying they applied 2 weeks ago, not even hearing back yet. So we are simple and fast. We always have been. Many times we have bankable clients who will get money from us. I remember one of my first clients got $250,000 from us because he said, I can get $250,000 from my bank, but it's going to take 4 weeks. I've got an inventory discount to take advantage of right now. I need $250,000 by Friday. We got him that $250,000 by that Friday. He went in to save a ton of money on inventory, and he hasn't used us again since because he didn't have a need. He didn't have that inventory discount. He still has his bank line of credit, right? So we're not always going to be the best source of capital for a client. But if they're not bankable, number one, or they don't want to wait for the bank delays, we are the best source. All right? So you've got an answer. Now, that's business funding. Right now it's a craze. Our applications are just piling up because we're moving through them all. When I say piling up, our numbers are going up each day, but we're working through them still. We get an offer within a couple days. Other business services. We've moved into other services. As I said, we started for business capital. I had no interest in marketing, payment processing, or these other services you see here. I wanted to do business funding. That was the passion. But as we grew and had agents in every state, we started seeing the amount of money people are paying in payment processing because we see their bank statements. We said they're being overcharged. I mean, we know. And so we had some companies come to us and say, hey, we've got some alternative payment processing. It's new. It's cutting edge. Would you like to market it through all your agents? We'll give you a sweetheart deal to take care of clients. We'll pay your agents well. You've got an agent team. Let's step up. So we launched our payment processing last year. We can do every device you can imagine like anyone else. We offer it, mobile payment, POS systems, gas stations, whatever. We have standard processing where we just save them money on what they're paying each month to Visa, MasterCard to accept credit cards. You may not know this, but anyone who accepts credit cards has to pay a few percent of their sale. You spend $100 on a bicycle, they're only going to get about 97 because there's 3% they're going to pay to Visa. Well, what if we lower that to 2%? Well, they're saving a lot of money over time, right? As this example shows. We've got a new alternative cutting edge product we call cash discounting. And this is the easiest way to look at it. When you go to your local gas station and you pay at the pump, you pay one price. If you go in and pay cash, you pay a discounted price. Did you know that? Sure you did. That's now compliant in every state. For a while it wasn't, now it is. Well, guess what? They're doing that with every company now, not just gas stations, where you can pay with a credit card, pay one price, or pay cash, pay a discounted price. It's now compliant in every state. It means Visa allows it in every state, but you need certain equipment and you need certain rules. Just like a gas station has to show one price on the marquee when you drive by. They can't show the cash price. unless they also show the credit price, right? So there's some rules to be compliant. We've got our technology now. We've got everything compliant, and we can offer zero where the customer, the business owner, restaurant, roofing company, bicycle shop, even though they're taking credit cards, they don't have to pay that 3%, let's say, if the customer bears the higher price or has a cash discounted price. So now if someone wants to use a credit card, no problem, there's going to be a little higher price, like 3 or 4% higher. Instead of paying $15 for that coffee and 2 bagels or 2 coffees and 2 bagels, it's going to be $15.60. But in the end, the business owner doesn't have to pay any fees, saving the business owner a ton of money every year. And savings to a business owner is like an investment given to that business owner. Remember, working capital is the key. Our clients are flocking to this cash. It's the future. You've probably already been paying and don't even know it. There's a lot of restaurants already do this. A lot of places already do this. You don't even know it. You just get your bill and sign it, right? You don't realize, just like there's a tax line and there's a service charge line and other thing, there's a cash price line and a credit card price line. And if you use a credit card, you're paying the credit card price line. It's just standard. Okay, and you, for referring this, you're helping business owners. You can earn a percentage of the revenue every single month. And again, you just give the client your website. Our experts take over from there. The equipment's sent to them, plug and play. Of course, in training, we teach you everything you need to know about this. But all you need to know is you just have to refer the client. And you can get a bonus sometimes up front, but always you'll get 50% of whatever profit we're getting on that account. You get 50%. So it's a 50-50 share. So if we make $100 a month on an account, you're going to get 50 for referring them. Not 10% for referring, 50% of whatever we're making, you're making every single month. If that grows, it grows. If it goes down, it goes down. Every client you bring us for the life of the customer, we get paid every single month for the life of them using our service. And so will you. Pretty darn cool how you can build a significant residual income. Healthcare, why healthcare? Infusion's up, costs are up, deductibles are up. The only thing not up is the number of people who have health care, right? Especially with this latest layoff, a lot of people just lost health care. What if you had a more simple system and far more affordable? That's what we have. We have a cost sharing plan you can offer that allows, it's all ACA compliant, okay? It's all ERISA compliant. ACA is Affordable Care Act or Obamacare. So it's compliant. It gives you all your wellness visits, complimentary and all that, just like he required, or the Affordable Care Act required in health insurance. It gives you all that, plus other coverage at a far lower monthly price in a giant PPO network. You can refer this to business owners or employer groups. Heck, you can even use it yourself or refer it to individuals as long as they're our agents. And you get paid every single month that a customer pays that, the employer pays that, you get paid residually, percentage of the profit every single month for the life of the customer. We also have internet, data, telephone systems. This is the easiest way to know it. One stop, all carriers. AT&T, yep. Microsoft Office 365, yep. Cisco, yep. Comcast, yep. Vonage, yep. You name a carrier, we've got a contract with them. You refer a client to us and they want to expand their business, or they're just opening and they need all new equipment. You refer them. Our experts have master agents in every state that go out and help your client, and you get paid a percentage of the revenue every single month. So a couple of highlights and compensation, and then we'll be done. When I started this company, again, I said it was a passion for business owners, right? I wanted to help business owners get access to working capital. I knew that was my biggest struggle as a business owner, and with good credit. And I know what a struggle it is for a lot of people who compromise their credit starting a business. When you start a donut shop, the first person you pay is your staff, then yourself. You don't pay your mortgage payment before you pay your employees. You pay your employees, and if you have money left over, you pay your mortgage payment. That's just the way business owners have to do it. They have to take care of their farm before they worried about the barn. They got to take care of the land that's producing the harvest before they worry about the color of their barn, right? So it's the same thing. You got to take care of your company that's growing your revenue before you worry about your car payment, right? You'll deal with that 4 months from now. So late payments is a norm in business owners. Knowing that, I wanted to help those business owners get access to capital. Our providers, 500 FICO score, we could do that. So you can literally earn a full-time income helping business owners. And that's how I designed this comp plan was, how could someone start with us instead of driving for Uber or while driving for Uber, instead of starting a home-based business where you have to build a team of 20,000 people to make 10,000 a month, instead, which is nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with it. It's just not easy to do. Instead of having to work 70 hours a week to make 10,000 a month, what if I could provide an income opportunity where they could go get a few clients every single month and make 10 grand? Let's do that. And what if we could put some residual income in place so you could earn full-time income just from the residual income? You get enough healthcare customers and you get enough payment processing customers, you get your residual income up to 6 figures a year, whether you get a new client or not with our pay plan. Okay, that's why we designed it this way. However, we've also been experienced to the industry of networking, network marketing. So we know the power of allowing someone to build a team. Century 21, you wouldn't know who they were, or Remax, if they didn't have brokers who had an incentive to build a team of agents in their city, right? And in every company out there, from the Cadillac dealership to the Remax to Caldwell Banker, they all have a leader in that town that recruits 20 or 30 or 50 or 100 agents, right? And they add new agents and a new broker with new agents and a new broker with new agents, right? Well, we wanted to allow you the same opportunity here where you can make significant money just by serving clients. But if you wanted to build a team, you could. And we'll actually pay you for building that team, for helping that team succeed, I should say. We'll give you overrides on what that team does. But real quick on how you're paid, you go out and refer clients. As I already mentioned, all of these, you get to help someone with business capital. You make 4 to 6.5% of their funded amount the Friday after funding. As long as it funds Wednesday by close of business. If it funds Thursday, it takes 8 days. So longest it's going to take is 8 days to be paid from the day they're funding. But if they're funded by Wednesday, you get paid that Friday. Pretty darn cool. 4 to 6.5% direct deposited into your bank. Someone gets $50,000. What's 4% of that? $2,000. You get a few clients a month like that. You can see how that adds up. And again, you're serving business owners, getting them the best source of capital for them. If the bank can help them, they should go to the bank. It's going to be cheaper. But if the bank can't help them or they don't want to wait for the bank, we represent all the alternative providers. So we're going to give them the best price amongst all those providers. Payment processing, business, telecom, internet, we've already talked about this. You get bonuses on some services, but you always get 50% of our profit that we're getting, you get. Okay, now we're always going to price this to get the customer, but we're also in business, so we want to make a little money too. As we're making a little bit of money, you get half of whatever we make. So our incentive is to help the customer most while earning the most. So there's that balance, and whatever we can make happen, you get half of. So it's pretty darn cool, simply for referring them. How many business can you refer? And then with healthcare, we already talked about, you make $12 to $19 per employee per month, depending on which plan they have. And that's 20% of our profit. Okay. Bonus volume, we get between 60 and 80 for $60 and $80. You get 20% of that, which is 12 to 19. All right. Now, with that said, you're going to see why in a moment here. That's so you can make full-time money on what you saw, but you can also, as I said, build an agent team if you want it. Do you have to? No. Can you if you want it? If you're the coach's mentality or you've got a teaching mentality, you want to help people, you can. If you do, look at this. They earn the same money you do. They don't earn less because you were here first. You don't earn less because someone else was here first. Everyone starts with the same pay plan. But while they're earning that, you can get on their business funding clients 0.5% all the way up to 3% of any fundings they do. You introduce me. I want to help some business owners. I help someone get a $50,000 funding. I'm making 4%. I'm happy. Business owner's really happy. You make 0.5% of that 50,000, like $250. On my client, you never meet my client. You'll never service my client. So what is your goal? Your goal is to help Coach David help more clients, right? Help David get started. Help David launch right. And you can earn 0.5% up to 3%. Our comp plan will show you how. What if I get some payment processing customers? As I'm getting 50% of the profit, you're going to make 5 to 8% of the profit. So you have a few of me, you can see how I'm getting 50% of any payment processing client. If I'm making $100 a month at 50%, if you're at 5%, you're making $10 a month on my clients. Okay, so you can see how you can build a team. Healthcare, same thing. Now, I hit back on accident there, so forgive me while I go through these same slides. Healthcare, you're going to make 5 to 8% of the profit as well. All right. How many agents do you want to help with clients? It's free for them to start and free for you to start. Now, I have the same opportunity you do. So if I go out and build an agent team, that becomes your extended team, your team depth. You can actually qualify for your performance to get paid on your entire team, not just the people you personally enroll. And you can see you get 0.5 to 2.5% of the funding and 2 to 8% of any profit in your team through your team. Very lucrative. On top of that, we partner with a company called Longevity. We've got a partnership with them. And Longevity is a direct sale consumer nutrition product company. And they also own a coffee manufacturer and a CBD manufacturer. They're a publicly traded company. And coffee roaster and coffee plantation, big public company. We partner with them because they've got hundreds of thousands of agents marketing consumer products all over the world. They wanted our business services. We wanted their backbone, their data tracking, their infrastructure. So we partnered with them. And what that means is you have the benefit of a 20-year plus old company partnered with us, and they give you perks. And some of those perks are you get a car allowance up to $2,000, $300 to $2,000 every month. You can get a dream trip once a year. You can get part of their global revenue sharing pool. You can actually qualify to share in all of their revenue, not the profit, all of their revenue, the entire company, not just you, a 20-year-old company. And that in itself is 6 figures, people who qualify for revenue sharing. Most never will, but everyone can. It's not a political game. It's a performance game. You perform, you get it. There's no time limits to get these things. You can earn them in your first year, or you may never earn them. There's no guarantee, obviously. But they're available, and you see what you got to do to get there. You see what the ladder looks like. Some of you say, hey, show me the GPS, and I'll get there. As far as training, this is the key, folks. We believe there's people who have desire, but if they don't know what to do, and they get started and they're being taught by someone who's taught by someone who's taught by someone who's taught by someone, it can get pretty difficult. So what we say is everybody should go directly to the source. Just like a franchise requires you follow their system, we can't require it, but we can encourage it. And we make it all available to you, all the stuff that's working. We give you all your replicated websites. We give you brochures, social brochures you can share. We give you sample text to share. We teach you how to approach business owners. And if you want to build an agent team, what's our duplicatable process to build an agent team so you can expand. We call it Trailblazer, our Trailblazer process and our DAC leadership system to teach you how to lead a local team. So in summary, you can be your own boss, make your own hours. There's no income ceiling, no required experience. Training is provided, and it's free to start. So you really have not a whole lot to lose. You got a lot to gain. I know that's a cliche, but the reality is you really can't lose money here. You can lose time. You can invest time. But we don't ever ask you for your credit card. I've never asked one of our agents. We've got over 50,000 agents. I've never asked one for a credit card or charged one of them a penny. A penny. Not 1 cent. So we only win when you win. Would it be ridiculous to think there's some business owners in your town who could use working capital? Not just now, but 4 years from now when the crisis is long gone, we're not thinking about it every day. Guess what? 80% are still going to fail in the first 10 years for lack of working capital. There's the working capital disease has always been around. It's not a new virus. It's not a new bug. It's been around since the banks stopped lending to businesses back in the 50s and 60s. It's been an issue since. We are solving it. We are the vaccine. We need help people to get the word out for working capital. But we may or may not be for you. Are you interested or no? That's really what it boils down to. And what I'll say is this. If you're not interested, hey, thanks for attending. We need more agents. You may know someone say, man, this would be perfect for Bill or Lisa or Jessica or Terry. Send them on over to whoever referred you. But if you like what you heard, what I'm going to do is go through 4 steps of getting started with us. This will take us 7 or 8 minutes, and then we'll take some questions. Number 1, join. It's free. Whoever referred you will give you their enrollment link and their enrollment code. You need that to get started. That's how we track the linkage between you and the people you refer and the person who referred you. It's very credible. They'll send you to their website. You go through, you can learn more, and you click on Join Now. When you click on Join Now, what's going to happen is you're going to fill out some information like your first name, last name. You're going to pick a username. You're going to make sure your email address is accurate because everything we do, we send to your email. You're going to agree to terms and conditions, and then you're going to get a welcome letter. This has got all your credentials, so make sure you double check your email when you join. We're going to send you your agent ID. We're going to send you your websites. We're going to send you training videos. It's all going to come through your email, all right? So make sure you read that welcome letter first thing and start following what it says. Step 2, get positioned. Everything we talk about compensation-wise is based on you helping some clients. Once you've helped one client, you've already positioned for higher personal commission and higher agent enroller commissions. You've also positioned yourself for team depth overrides just by getting one client. Until you've gotten one, you can only get number 1 and 2 there. You can't earn any team depth override until you've gotten a client. And then residual income and perks, you need to have clients as well. So get yourself positioned. We'll teach you how, but just keep that in your mind. If performance helps here. It's not a guaranteed income. There's no ceiling at all. There's no, the basement is where you start. 0 income. Where's the ceiling? There isn't one. There's no guarantee. Performance is what you got to be bringing to the table. You're helping business owners, helping business owners, helping business owners. Get yourself trained as soon as you can. Follow our steps. After you've gotten yourself trained, we'll ask you this. Do you want to be a trailblazer with us? Trailblazer is one of those people, as I said, who want to help lead markets, almost like a broker in the real estate business would lead a team of agents. You don't have to open an office or anything like that. You just have the leadership mentality of, I'm going to learn the system and teach the system. I'm going to imitate and duplicate. If that's your mentality, we want to help. If you're not interested in building a team, no problem. Be a top agent for us and never worry about being a trailblazer. And then the last thing we'll say is launch your business. It's just a matter of meeting, greeting, and informing people that you're in business capital. And then as you're doing it, you may want to build an agent team. And as you're letting people know you're in business capital, it's amazing how many of them say, can I do that too? Okay. So again, the 4 steps: join, get performance mentality, get yourself trained, and then launch your business right. So with that, I thank you for attending this live presentation. I started a few minutes late, and it's been 30 minutes is what my goal was. So at this point, I'm going to stop, but I will be happy to take some questions if you've got some questions for me. So I'm going to stop the screen share. Bear with me 1 minute. Go back into the Zoom here. Okay. So if you've got any questions at all, what you can do is unmute yourself and I'll call on you, and then I'll take your question, and we'll go on to the next one. Ralph Nichols, you're unmuted. Do you have a question, buddy?
No, just going to say I always learn something new and appreciate what you had to say.
Thank you, Ralph. Appreciate you being here, my friend. Ralph's been an agent with us. He's helped fund several clients and continues to every single day give me a text on his activity for the day. Very committed to the business. Quinny, I see Quinny's got unmuted. Go ahead, Quinny. What question have you got?
Can you hear me?
Barely hear you, Quinny.
Yeah, I just want to say I'm so happy and so proud to be into this company, man, and to make a difference with small business owners, especially in this kind of economy, man. You know what I mean? And I'm just so happy. Every day it brings a smile to my face.
Well,
I already have 3 people already signed up under me. I'm still going through the training, and I'm gonna start calling small business owners today.
Thank you, Quinny. I muted you because you were breaking up a little bit. I think I got the gist of it. Thank you for the compliments. Welcome to the family. I'm glad you've already started building a team. Make sure, of course, you're promoting the training, getting them into the training so they can get started right. But glad to have you. You're right. This economy needs this right now. It always does, but right now more than ever. It's kind of like we're all lifeguards and there's a rip current right now. And we're needed when we're needed even when there's not a rip current. But when there's a rip current, man, those lifeguards better be ready. And that's where we are. We are business capital lifeguards, if you will, or saving services and savings for business owners. But right now it's needed more than ever. And people are looking for money to make from their home. And we can help.
Absolutely.
Great points. We've got, thank you, Quinny. Easter 20. What do you got, Easter? You got a question or comment, Easter?
Is that me?
That's you, yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know I was Easter 20.
Have you got a question?
Yes, I do. I was looking at your interest rates for loans.
Yep.
And they range quite high, and I'm curious as to what's the reaction from the business community.
Well, it's if they can get bank rates, they should. And by the way, what's your real name, Easter?
My name is Ray.
Ray. All right, Ray.
I'm already an agent with you, but I haven't done anything yet.
Sure. No, I appreciate it. Ray, the rates are very high. They're the lowest available of standard loans from the big banks because we represent all the top alternative providers. So you've got bank rates, which is generally 6 to 15% when you put up collateral and it's extended over 5 to 10, 15 years. And so you end up paying the same as ours. We just make you pay it back sooner. But so if they can get bank rates, they should. Problem is 80% can't, even good businesses. So they come to us and we say, okay, here's your pricing. And for some of you who don't know this, the pricing is if someone borrows 10,000, they're going to pay back 12 to 15, which is, you do the math, 20 to 50%. It's a lot of money, right? So it can be very expensive when they're not put on notice that this is alternative business capital, collateral-free signature loans based on your revenue and approved in under 2 days and funded in under a week. So it's a high risk to our providers. It means there's a high cost. But we're going to find you the best offer of all the providers out there. So what we say to someone is, you're going to pay back 1.2 to 1.5 times what you borrow. Did you want to apply? If you get 10,000, you're going to pay back 12 to 15. Now, when would someone want 10,000 if they got to pay back 12 to 15? When they're going to turn that 10 into 50 or 100, right? So, you give someone you remodel a restaurant that's outdated for 20 grand and they got to pay back 27. They're okay because that new restaurant sales go through the roof. So they don't mind paying 7 grand in interest because they can't get the money any other way, or they don't want to put their friend relationship or their family relationship on the line. I'd rather pay back 30% than borrow from a family member who now I got to worry about whether they're going to lose that or whether I'm going out to dinner with my family before I pay them back. There's a pressure and a guilt. So the indication that when people know about it, they get it. The only people who have an issue with it are people who are told or not disclose what they pay or they didn't read our website. So they assume they're going to get bank rates. They think this is like a mortgage where they're going to pay on it for 30 years. You pay on a mortgage for 30 years, you're going to pay about 200% of what you borrow. Borrow 100 grand, you're going to pay back about 300 grand. So you're paying back 3 times. We're charging 1.2 to 1.5 times, but we don't call it a rate because rates you can compound daily and weekly and make it sound a lot lower. We could tell people it's a 5% rate, not tell them it's compounded every 5 days, right? And it ends up costing them the same. So we don't say that. We just say you're going to pay back 1.2 to 1.5 times what you're borrowing. And when they know that going in, they know what they're getting into. And what we say is, here's the cost. Is the benefit higher? Then proceed with the capital. If the benefit's lower, these are too expensive. You don't take this money unless the benefit's greater than what you're paying. This isn't a rainy day fund. You've got an opportunity you want to pursue. I'll give you one example, and then I'll be done with this question. I see a couple other hands up. My first client that took the price at the highest price we have, which is 1.5 times the borrowed amount, she got 100,000. She had to pay back 150. I told her she was declined at first because she got declined at every one of our providers except one who offered her the pricing. It was a restaurant. She had to pay $150,000 back on a $100,000 loan in 1 year's time. And so I told her she was declined. I just thought it was ridiculously too high, right? This was our first one that I ever did at that high pricing. And I told her she was declined. She was so frustrated. She said, my restaurant's too small. It's always busy. I'm walking away from so much business every day. They drive by, see the line and leave. And if I just had seats for them. So she was trying to build a patio off the back of her restaurant and she needed 100 grand. And so I said, well, I got you. I found 100,000, but it's crazy. I wouldn't take it. It's going to cost you 50,000 in interest. You're going to pay back 150. She said, I'll take it. It wasn't even a think about it. She said, I've already done the math. I think I'll do an extra 200,000 to 300,000 in sales a year, extra $20,000 a month if I have this patio. And so she proceeded. She paid it off early. She's never needed money since, and she was spot on right. Her sales are $300,000 to $400,000 more a year. She doesn't care that she spent $50,000 on interest.
Right.
So I no longer tell people it's too expensive. I say this is the best deal we found for you. You decide if it's too expensive. And 70% of the time or more, they're saying, actually 80% of the time, they say, I'll take it.
Do you fund commercial real estate?
No, well, they can do whatever they want with the money within means. It's a business loan for them. If they want to buy a piece of property from it with it, they can, but we don't do any collateralized real estate loans.
Right.
Long-term mortgages. They're all paid off in under 2 years. So most people don't use it for property, but I've had clients get loans from us, buy a piece of property and then go get as a bridge to jump on something while the opportunity's there. They need 50,000 to buy a lot to build on. And it's going to take them a while to get approved at a bank. So they'll get 50,000 from us, buy the lot, and then go get a longer term real estate loan. Takes 2 months to get or whatever. So we've had people do that, but it's not the right model for a long-term business.
Right. Okay. Gotcha.
You bet.
Dave?
Oh, Ellen Wynn. Thank you. Thank you, by the way. Ellen, how you doing, Ellen? What have you got?
Hey, I'm doing great. Good afternoon, everyone. I wanted to give you a current state of affairs from the U.S. Small Business Administration and read a short paragraph from an email that I received last night at 8:20 p.m. For those of you that don't know me, I own a traditional business, and the COVID-19 has put me out of business temporarily. Thank goodness for DAC, right? But with that, I applied for the SBA EIDL loan and their Paycheck Protection Program. And here's the update that I received last night. It says, to ensure that the greatest number of applicants can receive assistance during this challenging time, the amount of your advance will be determined by the number of your pre-disaster employees, which was January of 2020. The advance will be $1,000 per employee up to a maximum of $10,000. So I share that with you because as this was all released, it was a $2.2 trillion package. And as it disseminates down to the small business owner like myself, those numbers keep diminishing. And here we are. I applied for this as soon as it was released. And I'm just getting that update yesterday. I've not heard anything back from the other programs that I've applied for. And I say this not for you to feel sorry for me. I'm not in a bad spot, but I want you to understand the power of what our business funding is all about and how many business owners out there are desperately needing or going to be realizing the need for alternative capital because they've been waiting for those government funded programs to come to fruition. But folks, they're not coming to fruition like most business owners believe that they would. So get out and get after it and tell as many people as you know about DAC and tell as many people as you know about this agent opportunity, because we need more mouths talking to more people about this funding process that can save a business owner.
Amen. Thank you, Ellen. Sorry to hear that
Dave.
news. I've heard the same news from others, and I'm not surprised. By the way, folks, just so that we're clear, if you've got a business that was doing, like Ellen owns a limousine company, so she was doing great revenue before. That's why she's okay now. But she can't drive people right now, right? Her business has gone to near zero in revenue. So we wouldn't be able to get her approved with our company right now, unfortunately. They must be able to be doing revenue right now. But if you got a restaurant that was doing 100,000, they're down to 30,000 a month because they're only doing carryouts, or you got a construction company that was doing 100,000, now they're only doing 50,000 a month, like my last client just did, because they can't go do any new stuff. They can only work on vacant homes and new builds where there's nobody around. Then we'll get them an offer based on their current sales. But obviously, it's harder to get approved now because people's sales have gone down. Unfortunately, there's no program for people that have no revenue except the government plans, and you can see they're not really delivering. We're in for a rude awakening. Even when they do deliver, what's $1,000 per employee going to get you? What's that going to do? It's not. It's already been a month or two. So unfortunately, it's a tough time. We need more help, guys. And I saw that San did have his hand up, but I think we've lost San. So we'll go to Matthew Dehane. Matthew, what do you got for us, Matthew? Matthew's one of our agents, lives in Argentina, and he builds this business from Argentina, talking to clients here in the U.S.
Hey guys, that looks like Ralph's camera or somebody else's. It's fine. Can you hear me, Dave? Am
Yes, I
on?
can. I see San is back. Go ahead, Matthew.
Okay. Hey, San. Everybody on this call, just understand the question that was asked earlier of cost, the big stumbling block that I had it in the beginning, and Dave knows I explained this about cost. So I just want to reiterate. If you put yourself in the position of somebody giving money right now to a business in this economy without any guarantee of getting it back, how many businesses would you lend to? How much would you lend to them without knowing whether you were going to get it back or not? Zero collateral, guys. is a high risk proposition. Therefore, the cost is commensurate with that risk. Think about it. Would you give a business right now $100,000, you know, and they're doing 100, maybe 80, maybe 50 next month, maybe nothing? So understand that you're providing this life raft right now at a critical moment for businesses that our lenders are willing to take a chance with. So you're kind of like the in between. You're the go between, right? And they don't know that they have access to this opportunity. Our responsibility is to let them know we have this. Go to the SBA, and everybody on this call, new agents, get on board. It's free, right? It's a free business. You can do it on the phone. I do this on the phone from a very long way away. Yet I'm right in the, you know, in the business owner's ear, telling them what we do through email, through direct connection. You're connected to them. Our lenders will get, you know, our funding department contacts them, collects the documents. You just get out of the way. Just put them in touch with your website. It's free. It's a replicated website. You'll be able to go there and hey, we can help you. Let's see if we can. Go to the bank first and see if they can help. They can't get it. Just Ellen made the most poignant, salient point of the day. It sounds great. It ain't. We give something transparently that, hey, it seems expensive, but it's real. It's real. So people resonate with something that's genuine, authentic, and that's who we are. We're authentic. So no frills, no spills. We're real. And they'll get the funds of the bank within a week from DAC or from our lenders. They're not getting it from the government, maybe ever. So put that in your thought processes as you're calling these folks. And be responsible. And listen, it's a great opportunity to earn some while you're not working. If you're out of a job right now, this is a unique opportunity that this company, this guy, David Rutz, is amazing. He provides this opportunity for people all the time. Now, especially, you've got so many folks that may need to do this and no business owners that need help. Well, you can be the solution.
Amen.
That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Matthew. Great points. I appreciate you chiming in as always. San, you're with us. You're unmuted. If you've got a question, go ahead, my friend.
Well, I've got 3 questions. One is the payment processing. How many % do you charge the customer?
It all depends. You know, we always want to provide it at a profit.
Average?
So we got to make a profit, but we also want to save them money. So we guarantee we'll charge them less than they're being charged, same or less. Can't always say less, but same or less than they're currently being charged if they're doing at least $3,000 a month or more. If they go to the edge processing, which is our cash discount processing, we charge the customer 4%, which covers all of the software costs, equipment costs, monthly costs, all the little, transaction fees, all the things that processors charge. We charge a customer for, and then charge the customers using the card for, and then charge the merchant less than that, of course, so that all their fees are covered in that.
Okay. Another question is is there any prepayment penalty for the loans?
No, there's not, son. In fact, we have a prepayment discount. So if you've agreed to pay back $100,000 and you're going to pay it off early, maybe you only have to pay 96 or 97. So the shorter you keep it, sometimes you get a discount on the interest you owe.
Okay. That's it for now.
Okay, great questions. All right, folks. Well, listen, we are going to do this again tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Tonight at 8 o'clock, right here on the same Zoom page, we're going to have a healthcare expert on to talk about our healthcare product. So if you want to learn more about our healthcare service and how that service is growing, last month it grew by almost 100%, the number of subscribers. I mean, it is just booming. And right now, with so many people being laid off, they may want a much cheaper monthly program that yet still protects their family. So if you want to learn about that, it's going to be at the same Zoom page at 8 p.m. Eastern time tonight with Scott Fardulis and myself. Scott is one of Youngevity's top agents, and he's gotten several clients already with DAC Healthcare. So I thank you for being here today, folks. We'll see you tonight. And tomorrow, 1 o'clock, we're going to do this again. If you've got any guests you want to invite, give them the opportunity to join us. They can come out tomorrow, 1 o'clock, for the same live presentation, 1 o'clock Eastern. Thank you all. Appreciate you all. This is officially over. Have a great, great day.